It was around this time last year that a class trip turned to tragedy when 15-year-old Jeremiah Perry drowned in Ontario's Algonquin Park. Thursday, we learned one of the teachers on that trip has now been charged with criminal negligence causing death. This has raised a lot of questions about who is held responsible in the wake of a tragedy such as this one. Our legal expert here on Your Morning, Tanya Walker, is joining us this morning with some answers to questions a lot of organizations, I imagine, are asking themselves now. First of all, what constitutes criminal negligence?
Criminal negligence is comprised of two parts. The first is the action, or in this case, the inaction, and the second part is having the knowledge. So if the teacher knew or should have known that Jeremiah did not pass a swim test, then he shouldn't have put him in a position where he was in the water.
What is the potential sentence?
Life imprisonment, because unfortunately it's negligence causing someone's death.
Death of a child.
Yes.
How do they decide? How do police decide who to put the charge towards?
In this situation, the police did extensive research. They interviewed over 100 people. They had 4 orders to get information, 1 search warrant. So with that due diligence, they probably thought, okay, well, this teacher is the one that spearheaded this trip, knew about it, and really shouldn't have put Jeremiah in that position.
How about the school board or other administration? Can they be held liable in any way?
Financially, perhaps, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was a settlement of some kind of nature. But in terms of finding the entire school board criminally responsible and imprisoning the entire board, I just can't see that happening.
This was such a tragedy. There were students and a family member who were also present when this all happened. The TDSB has since put in place various safety measures. Some of those include a second swim test, as we understand one was given prior to Jeremiah heading into the water. So a second swim test is required at the trip site. The student, parents, and principal have to be made aware of the results of that test. And, of course, mandatory life jackets, which was already in place, but again, this second set of checklists to make sure it's actually happening. Do you think this incident will be a marker for other field trips, not just in Ontario, but right across the country?
Yes, it's important that if students are going on a field trip where there are bodies of water, that the teachers ensure that they don't enter the water if they're not likely to tread water. And also parents need to know of the risks that are in place if they send their child on such a trip.
We are going to continue to watch how this story unfolds. Tanya, good to have you here with us this
Thank you
morning.
for having me.